listen, if you're out there watching this, I need you to look below and above this video so that you can take action on Senate Bill 187, okay? Now listen, if you are tired of wearing masks, being forced to do it, having people and businesses force you to wear masks, if you are worried that you and your kids or anyone else will be forced to take a vaccination, I promise you your fears are warranted. So if you're tired of wearing masks, if you're tired of worrying about forced vaccinations, you need to take action on House Bill 187. This is a big update. We've got other news stories for you, but I'm going to lead with this. It's very important. Now, weeks ago, House Bill 10 was killed by rhino Republicans, many of which who have taken tons of money from the medical community, many of which 1 out of 3 of every dollar that they receive in their campaign contributions come from, drumroll please, vaccine companies, rhino Republicans that take money from big medical, from large corporations, and what they want to be able to do to you is to force you to wear a mask or force you to take a vaccine or to force you to do whatever it is that they're worried about because it's on their agenda, because they make money doing it. And I'll tell you what, if you do not call the senators, and if you look at the comments section here and below the video where it says action alert, we have the phone numbers and we have the email addresses of these senators who are about to decide whether or not you have medical freedom or not. Now, a lot of Republicans and conservatives think that somebody else is going to do this crap. They're not going to. I tell you what, I worked in politics as a professional for a long time, and the only thing that really changes anything with these politicians is if they're worried that they're going to be primaried. And the biggest reason they worry they're going to be primaried is when they show their true colors, that they're rhinos, and they have to go on record. It used to be nobody really knew what went on in these committees and subcommittees until people got fed up with it and started reporting on it. So if you don't call these senators, in the comments section below this video, and you're forced to be vaccinated for your kids' preschool, for your kids' school, for your employment. I know tons of people who didn't want to take the COVID vaccine because it was untested, it wasn't FDA approved. And guess what? They've got some kind of job where they work in a hospital, or they work as a firefighter, or they work as a policeman, and as a condition of their employment, they were forced to be vaccinated. I'll tell you what, when the government and when employers can make you stick a needle in your arm and receive something as a condition of sending your kid to school or doing anything like that, and you think that bigger things aren't coming, this 2020 has been a test of Republican and conservative resolve, and we have failed it as the electorate. I'm telling you, we have failed as conservatives. We sat on our hind parts, and we let them run roughshod over this because we were fearful. So you need to call these people about HB 187, because House Bill 10 was rejected in committee by rhino Republicans. Okay, there were a few chief leaders on this. Robin Smith and Hickson is one of them. You look at her campaign contributions, they all come from big pharma, they all come from medical. And I agree with you, Leslie. It is not a free republic anymore. That's why we have to call these people. And if they don't vote conservatively, we need to send them packing in the primaries, people. That's what we need to do. Let me read this to you, okay? Action alert. This is another chance for religious exemptions. If you have a religious exemption to vaccines and you don't call these senators and you end up being forced to be vaccinated or wear masks or any other medical treatment that the government thinks in any condition is good for you, never mind that they've made us wear masks for months now. It says on the side of the box it doesn't work to prevent COVID. Never mind that studies have shown, split tests of groups of people that wear them and groups of people that haven't, that there's no difference in transmission in them getting it or not. And they've ignored the science because of virtue signaling and social pressure. So y'all need to pick up the phone and call these people, especially the ones that you know. Call these senators and email them. Forward this video around to people. All right. House Bill 10 was the Religious Exemption Protecting Act that failed in the subcommittee. I told you about this. Many of you watched this fail. We reported on it. House Bill 13 is a bill to keep the state or state of emergency from mandating a vaccine for COVID-19. Okay. Okay, that's that House Bill 13. That bill has also been tied up in the House with no action from the committee except to kick the can down the road, because that House subcommittee is full of a bunch of medically purchased rhino Republicans that will not that are not about freedom. They're about go along to get along safety, which we've had enough of in 2020 and in 2021. Senator Janice Bowling from Tullahoma. You need to email that lady and say thank you. Janice is a Republican of the old order. She is a conservative. I know her, and she's got more fortitude than most men on those committees. I'll tell you that. If we could find more Republican men like Janice Bowling, we'd be in better shape. And she has amended Senate Bill 187 to include all of the protections that were included in both House Bill 10 and House Bill 13. Let's watch these rhinos. Let's watch them start, grazing and making noises about, they're worried about hepatitis B, and they're worried about tuberculosis and all these things that have damn near been eradicated, so that they can, through the money that they receive from these vaccine companies that they put in their campaign coffers because they're too lazy to fundraise in the district, from these big, huge hospitals and these medical people. Ray, thank you for joining here, buddy. I appreciate you. Call these senators, Ray. Call these senators, Leslie. I'm sorry, I'm hot about this. So this bill would now secure both religious exemptions to vaccines and prevent the state from mandating a vaccine for COVID-19. And they say, oh, we don't want to do this. We don't want to do that. I don't trust them anymore. The legislature sat on their ass while Governor Lee ran roughshod over churches and small business for months. And these bureaucrats, these county mayors, and these health boards, often, 300-pounders telling me about my health. Beverly, it's at 12:30 today. You're correct. It's at 12:30 today. So if y'all don't make the phone calls now, good luck to you. Y'all need to make the phone calls. Share this. You got conservative friends. Don't complain if you don't make a phone call. So this Senate Health and Welfare Committee today is going to be heard at 12:30 p.m. As of right now, it is 12:01. Now, this is Eastern time. Nashville's in Central. But you need to call these people. It's a big deal to support this bill. Respectfully and kindly urge them to support this bill. But you need to make a note of who votes no on this. Write it down. And we need to get these people out of office. I'm sick and tired of these rhino Republicans. I'm sure you are too. And the contact information for all these senators on this committee is down below. And we've got some that are bought and paid for by the medical interests. Some of them are employed by them. Some of them get all their money from them. Some of them, again, one of the biggest reasons that these people are rhinos that are Republicans is because they're too lazy to fundraise. And I tell you what, I'll make an offer. If you're a senator and you've taken a bunch of money and you're worried that you can't raise money because you lack the skills, I wrote the book, How to Raise Money for Political Office. I'll send you a free signed copy and give you an hour-long consultation for free. If you're struggling, quit taking money from these PACs, quit taking money from these big corporate boards, and start voting with your constituents. That's it. Next story. Sorry, a little fired up this morning. I don't see them below. It should be there. Are the names and phone numbers posted somewhere? Do we need to contact? Guys, I just posted these here. Let me see if I can copy and paste it. I'm going to put it in the comments section right now. Nope, that's not it. I'm going to go back in here and copy this. You should have it. I'm going to put it in the comments section here. It's in the description of the video, but maybe it won't be posted. Hold on one second. It's hard for me to do two things at once, but I'm going to go through here. I'm going to put it in here right now so that all of you have it. I'm going to put it in here right now. I'm just going to double do this so that you can't possibly miss it. One moment. I normally don't do this, but I'm going to do it today. I'm driving, walking and chewing gum at the same time here. Let's see here. See if I can get this done. I think I'm about to hit the old enter button. You'll have it. There it is. So Elisa, Beverly, all of you, You see this now? Ray, thank you. You see it right there? It's Tennessee Conservative Chairman Rusty Crowe, Senator Ferrell Haile, and it keeps going, okay? Hopefully that got all in there the way it should. It looks like it did. And if it's not here, it's at TennesseeConservativeNews.com. If you'll go there, it's also there. All right, moving on. Tennessee bill seeks increased accountability for local governments considering tax hikes. So House Bill 1315, we're moving on to other bills here, directs Tennessee's Advisory Commission on Intergovernmental Relations to conduct a study on the use of voter referendum to approve significant tax increases. Buddy, this is a long time coming, and it should be put into law, and I'm all for this one. A bill comes month after an unsuccessful effort in Davidson County to repeal a referendum by 34% property tax increase approved by Nashville's Metro Council. This is a crappy city government. Nashville Metro. Thank you for posting that. I think Jason's watching this. Thank you for putting that in there, Jason. These bastards. Here we are in the middle of a pandemic in Nashville. They're ruining businesses left and right, ruining them, putting them out of businesses, people being bankrupted. That fat bastard, Cooper, he's not going to show up on a white horse to save these people's personal savings. He doesn't know what it means to employ people and to get things going. No, he's going to virtue signal them into bankruptcy. I hope he feels good about it. And then he's going to put a 34% tax increase on the entire county while the city government, the metro government, mismanages taxpayer money. And then this little corrupt board, the election commission, shoots this thing down after they get plenty of signatures, probably over some kind of little legal loophole. Government's gotten out of control, people, and we need to support bills like this. After more than 20,000 voter signatures petitioning for a referendum that could have repealed the tax hike were certified by the Metro clerk, Davidson County election commissioners asked the judge whether a special election was required. Chancellor Ellen Hobbs Lyle ruled the proposed amendment to the Metro Charter was not constitutional and no referendum election occurred. Do you think people would have voted for a 34% tax increase if they had had a chance? I'll tell you what, Chancellor Ellen Hobbs Lyle, you think, apparently you don't really believe in democracy. Saddling these people with these huge burdens in the middle of a pandemic. People should be ashamed. People should be ashamed that they voted for this. It's an embarrassment. Nashville attorney Jim Roberts, who coordinated the referendum, hats off to Jim, is collecting signatures to try with the revised referendum. It's hard enough to get 20,000. I hope he gets it again. I hope he gets it again. I hope he puts it in their face. I hope all of you conservatives in Nashville and Davidson County get this passed. Ogles and Johnson's bills, backed by Americans for Prosperity of Tennessee, it's a good group, you should check them out, helped gather 27,000 signatures for the Nashville Taxpayer Protection Act referendum last year. AFP State Director Tory Venables said the legislation would give taxpayers a fighting chance when government officials decide to levy massive tax hike. House Bill 1315 is scheduled to be heard next week by the House Property and Planning Subcommittee, and I hope they pass it. I'm tired of these Republicans not acting like conservatives. Vote like your district wants you to vote. Next one. Tennessee Senate Subcommittee gives thumbs down to grocery tax holiday. A bill that would eliminate Tennessee sales tax on grocery food purchases for 6 months received a negative recommendation Tuesday by the Senate Finance and Means Revenue Subcommittee. The item included Senate Bill 1107, as are defined as retail food and food ingredients purchases, etc. This bill could help Tennesseans in a very real way, said Senator Jeff Yarbro, who's a Democrat of Nashville. Hey, I'm all about getting rid of taxes. Senator Todd Gardenhire, Republican of Chattanooga, one of the people who was against school choice, somebody who supported a candidate here recently who's running for Chattanooga mayor, who mocked the death of Rush Limbaugh and has surrounded himself with Unify Ed, Obama-era people. Again, but this sounds like, feels like, smells like rhino stuff to me. On the bill is that soda is included in the definition of foods that would qualify for the tax holiday, mentioning that increased health care costs for those who drink sugared beverages. Thanks, Todd. Good point, bud. Great work. Home run. So if we have a population of diabetics out there, they can get tax relief for sugaring themselves up, he asked. That sounds about like the kind of question Todd Gardenhire would ask. The subcommittee voted 4-1, and the negative recommendation. Senator Brenda Gilmore, Democrat, voted to support the proposal. I don't know about the long-term consequences of this stuff, but I tell you what, Todd, it's none of your damn business what people drink. So why don't you mind your own? Moving on to the next story. I'm in a foul mood today because I'm tired. I'm tired of it. If you're like me, I'm just tired. I'm trying to bring you the news here, but I'm just tired of Republicans acting like Democrats. Just run as a Democrat. If you're going to vote as a Democrat, run as a Democrat. Save us the time, energy, and effort of having to figure out that you're a liberal. Okay? Got to wrap this up. I got work to do. Legislation seeks to better equip Tennessee's volunteer firefighters. Most of firefighters in Tennessee are volunteer status. Thank goodness they get out there and put the fires out. Statistics reported that the state fire marshal's office indicate that there were 22,000 and change active firefighters in Tennessee in 2020. Of those firefighters, 7,847, 35% are career employees, while 14 to 18, or 64%, are volunteers. And the Senate Bill S-55 was unanimously passed and is ready to transfer to the House, and it would provide incentives for firefighter recruitment by creating a retirement system called the Length of Service Award Program. The bill gives the state treasurer the authority to work with local governments and their volunteer fire departments to implement LOSOP plan for volunteer firefighters, emergency medical personnel, etc. Senate Bill 778, if passed, would give an annual payment of $600 to firefighters who have completed at least 30 hours of training, and Governor Lee's proposal budget $1 million to provide grants that could be used by local volunteer fire departments. All right, moving right along. Beverly, she's sick of the rhinos too. I don't blame you, Beverly. So am I. I'm sick of them. Say it, everybody. Say it every day, buddy. I'm sick of this. Thanks, Ray. I appreciate it. I'm just tired of it. I'm just tired of it. And we hadn't. If I'd have been paying more attention when these elections have recently come around, we're going to start doing rhino watches, and we're just going to pick a few every year, and we're going to report on them relentlessly until they learn how to vote like Republicans should. Biden administration eyes $3 to $4 trillion spending plan. Why not? Why not? It's just your money. It's just my money. Who cares? Let's just spend it all, right? Let's just spend it all. Your kids will pay for it. Grandkids will pay for it. We'll all be dead. It'll be all right. The White House is working on another major spending bill this week, which apparently is the only thing they work on, which is estimated to $3 to $4 trillion. The plan is expected to fund a litany of projects, including tuition-free community college. Yeah, we need that. We need for people. If you don't pay, you don't pay attention. If you don't pay, you don't pay attention. And things that are free, people don't pay attention to. They don't use them. Universal pre-kindergarten, paid family leave, climate research, and infrastructure development. We're just throwing money out the window here. Spending plan, which comes less than 2 weeks after Biden signed a $1.9 trillion. I mean, what's a few more trillion? Has concerned critics who say the increased spending is unsustainable. It's never stopped anybody. I'm going to tell you this. I didn't like it when President Trump did it. I don't like it when Republicans do it. We've not had a serious conversation about budget deficits in this country in an election. I don't know, when was the last time? Bush, maybe? We talked about it a little bit with Obama, not much. I mean, it's out of hand, guys. An analysis in September from the Manhattan Institute reports that Biden's pledges on the campaign trail, which include additional spending on health care, clean energy, and other issues, will total $11 trillion over 10 years. So this is funny. The current national debt, get this. The current national debt is about $225,000 per household and growing. What else do you need to say? 7 Hamilton County elementary schools receive new eLabs. The Public Education Foundation, Chattanooga, announced that the first 7 Hamilton County school labs will be in elementary schools, and these are 23 school-based digital fabrication labs known as eLabs. Digital fabrication labs invented at MIT have traditionally been reserved for universities and researchers. The anonymous $1 million contribution furthered PEF's partnership with HCS, which is Hamilton County Schools, to get 15 labs up. And they're going to go to Battle Academy, Brown Academy, East Ridge Elementary, Lookout Valley, Red Bank, Soddy, and Thrasher. And they help them get future-ready skills as they create solutions to real-world problems. And they help them figure out how to do robotics, create functional prosthetics, build solar-powered go-karts, and other things. Okay, I think that's good. I remember SHOP. You make a lot of money working on a car. You make a lot of money plumbing. You can make a lot of money doing electrical. I help tradespeople all over the United States do this. We need to get back to technical education that doesn't saddle our kids with tons of debt so they can go out there and make their way in the world and not be encumbered and not have the anxiety and the stress of all the debt that's created from getting an education that will not allow them to be employable. Okay, which education is a big focus here at the Tennessee Conservative, and we've got to get it pulling its own weight. And that's it. Those are your headlines, people. Listen, call those stinking senators. Call them. Call them, email them, forward this to your friends. Let's get this crap done, people. Let's get some movement, some real movement. Listen, if you give any dollar amount, we'll send you 2 proud Tennessee Conservative bumper stickers. If you go to tennesseeconservative.com/support, we'll do it for you. We'll also send you this handy dandy directory of all your state senators and your state representatives, which means whenever you know that a bill's coming up and I tell you you need to call them, or somebody tells you you need to call them and you want to tell them what you think about it, here they are. They're all right here. Names, phone numbers, etc. We'll mail this puppy to you along with 2 bumper stickers. Hey, listen, this thing just runs out of my back pocket right now. I've got some supporters. We got some heavy hitters coming on board, but I need grassroots support. I'm not too lazy to fundraise, okay, like a lot of people on these Senate committees. And Pfizer ain't going to give me a check, and these medical lobbyists ain't going to give me a check. So I need you to go to tennesseeconservativenews.com/support, and if you give more than $50, you give more than $50, we're going to send you this proud Tennessee Conservative mug. And if you drink any liquid out of it, it will make you healthier, stronger, smarter, better looking. And these statements have all been approved by so you need to get this thing. All right, guys, that's a wrap. Tennessee Conservative News Break. I'm Brandon Lewis. I will see you here tomorrow around 12 p.m. Call the senators. Share this post. Go to tennesseeconservativenews.com/support. Give us some money if you can help us out so we have real conservative news. I'll tell you this, closing. Name another publication that's going to bring this stuff to your attention and tell you to take action. Good luck. Look around. All right, guys, I appreciate you very much. I'll see you here tomorrow. Brandon Lewis with the Tennessee Conservative News.